So, there's somebody that comes on my videos. Apparently this person is Orthodox, or claims to be. Who, this is funny. This same person that said I deny the bodily resurrection. I may have misspoke saying physical resurrection, because then people would say, you know, if you're losing an eye, is that we resurrect skeletons or something. I think this is what the person might be going into. You know, or they're going to be skeletons standing around and people with rotted flesh and you know, like zombies almost. Well, not zombies, because they'd have the, you know, they'd have the spirit in them, and they have the intellect and everything, so they wouldn't be zombies. But well, they would have to be, I guess, because I mean, I wouldn't know how you would do that. How you would animate a body without a spinal cord and a brain. It would just be magic or apparition or something like this. You know, I think they're going to go into the next part of that, you know. But I see them arguing with a Gnostic, and this is not me calling them Gnostic. This is what they call themselves. They're a follower of Valentinian Gnosticism. I see them arguing with the Valentinian Gnostic, and the Valentinian Gnostic is totally supporting the Orthodox view. Or at least backing me up and saying, no, he's right. That's what, you know, his view is the closest to Paul's and Jeremiah. And this is somebody who says you can't cherry pick, and then does exactly that. Read everything in the Old Testament, everything Christ talked about, and then go into the Church Fathers. And what do you get? You get everything I just said. Which is what Archbishop Lazare says, which is what every parish I've been to says. I'm in Chicago. There's a lot of Orthodox parishes. I think we probably have more Orthodox parishes than any other city. Probably because we have more Greeks than any other city. Got a hell of a lot of Arabs. A lot of Russians. We probably have more Russians than any other city in America. A lot of Eastern Europeans. So, the view that the kingdom of heaven has started here and is here in the church, in the Eucharist. How he argues against such a thing, I don't know. Especially when he must take the line that there have been, well, no Orthodox can say that the energies of God do not reach. I guess he'd have to take the stance that Christ wasn't God incarnate. That the kingdom of heaven wasn't here. I mean, this is straying so far away from Orthodoxy, and this this is a very Protestant view. I don't know if I'm talking to a convert or somebody who just wants to go off on the toll houses. Talk about something modern with no consensus. It just boggles the mind. The kingdom of heaven is not here. It's a place. It's a certain space. And what about the renewal of the earth? Does the kingdom of heaven come to us, or do we go to it, or is it synergistic? So the kingdom of heaven is not here. And you cannot be inside the kingdom of heaven here, so that means you cannot be outside of it. You cannot be in misery and shame and torment. You can't be killed, I guess. So, you know, distance from heaven, without heaven, without Christ, is not here. So none of us are believers in God. Christ hasn't come yet. That's the only stance we can take. It is. It's demonstrably true. I mean, I don't want to say, well, everything I said is correct and this and that, and start building myself up, but I have to defend orthodoxy. I didn't err in what I said. Will not apologize for it. And this person's denial of the kingdom of heaven being here, or even the reverse that he's been trying to present, because I mean, it's the converse that, and he'll be like, oh, see, just like how I was saying crap that you never said, you're saying stuff that I ever said. Well, that's the outcome of it. You said these are two spatially available places. These are two physical locations that are totally different, totally distant from each other. This is somebody who wants to take Abraham's bosom very literally. Which even that wouldn't back up his place, because they could see each other. They weren't so far away that they couldn't see each other. And the man was actually asking him to dip his finger into water and put it on his tongue. So even if he takes that literally, it destroys his view. But it's funny when the Gnostic is correct, is orthodox in his argument of everything that he said. I shouldn't say everything. I don't know everything that's going on in this debate, but I don't know if there's private messages or if there's comments that I haven't seen or whatever, but the ones that I've seen, he's he's doing a damn good job. This is fantastic. I don't mean that just because he's backing up my position. I think it's fantastic when somebody can argue another person's point while not believing it. And he may believe it. I don't know. I think this person has a belief in annihilationism of the those who do not have the gnosis. In which case I would be annihilated, but that's fine. I don't care about an afterlife. Which so this is going to send this person reeling. This Protestant in Orthodox clothing. But yeah, the kingdom of heaven is not here. Okay, stop going to your parish. Stop taking the Eucharist, because the kingdom of heaven is not here. And also, you can't be outside of the kingdom of heaven. You can't be in hell, as some people call it. You can't be distanced from God, or in torment or sin. Or you can't be suffering any sin that you've ever done. So we are in a different universe where Christ did not come and God did not create the world. Or if he did, he's a different God. Maybe it's the demiurge. Maybe the Gnostic is right. In fact, I'd probably have to say the Gnostic is right, and I'd still be Orthodox. But yeah, we're in the Gnostic universe now. We're not in the universe of Orthodoxy. According to this person. This person can either repent and come back from their blasphemies and apostasy. This is apostasy. This isn't even heresy. This is outright apostasy. It doesn't have to be a schismatic or a heretic. This is outside. This is somebody who's put themselves outside of the Orthodox Church. And I want to warn people against these people who pull this very literalistic view and talk about a consensus when there is no consensus for this person. You say, oh, you need an overarching consensus, and he starts naming people. Yeah, I mean, this isn't Origen, we don't believe in universalism, but Origen was never a saint. But can universalism be held by an individual without them being heretic? Yes, it just can't be preached by him. Councils have said that. If in your heart you truly believe that God, the love of God will conquer everybody, you're not wicked for believing that. It's a personal belief. That's, I mean, I don't know if it would be considered heresy, but if it is, it's a heresy that doesn't bring death to you. But you do not spread the message. You do not. This is not a statement of the Orthodox Church. It just says, this is a personal person who's erring, but erring in the side of love. And if you ever err, that is the exact place you want to be, because it's actually not an error. It's very strange, the Orthodox view, the Orthodox mindset, where somebody can be wrong, but be right. It's very strange. I love Orthodoxy. I should be able to say I love Christianity. I should just say that. But 1,000 million heretical sects out there, and, or at least what, 27 million or 27,000 at least. I mean, wow. So, and then we've got these strangers that are in Orthodoxy with their toll houses, and hell and heaven cannot be experienced here. Kingdom of heaven is not at hand. This person should take a time machine, go back to Christ, and tell him that, and call him a fucking liar. You're saying fuck you to Christ when you say that. Oh, how can you swear? Well, Peter swore. That's the first thing he started doing when people were charging him with Christ. And Paul, in his epistles, used the strongest language he possibly could. I don't say vulgar things to try to insult people, but this had to get the message across. That's exactly what you're doing. And this is what this person is probably stating, and I don't even think they understand what they're saying, because it's so ludicrous. Kingdom of heaven is not at hand. You cannot be outside of the kingdom or inside of the kingdom on this earth. You don't start your journey to heaven on this earth. So your fasting, your prayers, your almsgiving, it's nothing. It's not here, you know. Not even the Gnostics would say this. They would say you have to attain the gnosis in this life to survive the death, as they call it. I do not know where this argument is going, but so far, the Valentinian Gnostic, and I hope this, well, I know this person is intelligent enough to know that this other person is not arguing from an Orthodox viewpoint, is arguing from, I don't even know what viewpoint. I don't even know if a Protestant would hold this. Yikes. Alright. Take it easy. Peace to you. May God save Serbia and Syria. And please pray for the Egyptians and or the Christians in Egypt. They're suffering a lot of martyrdom. And thank you for your prayers. She's at a better hospital now, so that's good. Alright, take it easy. They'd have the spirit in them, and they have the intellect and everything, so they wouldn't be zombies, but well, they would have to be, I guess, because I mean, I wouldn't know how you would do that, how you would resurrect skeletons or something. I think this is what the person might be going into. You know, or they're going to be skeletons standing around and people with rotted flesh and, you know, like zombies almost. Well, not zombies, because they'd have the, you know, they'd have the animated body without a spinal cord and a brain. It would just be magic or apparition or something like this. You know, I think they're going to go into the next part of that, you know. But I see them arguing with a Gnostic. So, there's somebody that comes on my videos. Apparently this person is Orthodox, or claims to be. Who, this is funny. This same person that said I deny the bodily resurrection. I may have misspoke saying physical resurrection, because then people would say, you know, if you're losing an eye, is that you're